this is absolutely for the OGs. This whole look, this whole vibe. And I wanted to, because we're going full-fledged, full force into maximum ADHD behavior. Maximum. You guys ready for that? Lighting, let me know. We're messing with it. Nintendo Switch pre-orders are tonight. Absolutely tonight. And so I'm looking forward to that. But I was streaming today over on twitch.tv/JDXCoffee. Yes, I pulled my YouTube streams. Everyone's a degenerate, right? I was going crazy. It was nuts. But I pulled the YouTube streams. It's over on twitch.tv/JDXCoffee. I was streaming Final Fantasy II. Older Final Fantasy. And that was a fun experience, but there was like a lot of conversations. Like, are you playing this on the Steam Deck? Are you playing this on the PC? Are you playing this on the PlayStation 5? Are you playing this on the Switch? I was playing it on the Switch because I think I've had my time with the PC. Now, let me unpack that. Don't freak out on me, dude. I told you this is going back to the OG, man. We're going back to the OG. Why? Because I love this. I love it so much. I have been playing on PC for a little bit of time now. I'm not a PC pro. I'm not an expert, but I feel like I have a few miles on the thing, right? I've figured out some of the experience, so to speak. And that experience for me has been good. It has been good. Let's take a trip to analogy land, because I love analogies after going to Bible school for such a long time. Imagine, if you will, you want a hamburger. You're like, I want a hamburger. It sounds good. And your friend's like, cool. Well, there are a lot of choices at Red Robin. There's a bunch of hamburgers. They're known for their hamburgers. You can get a bunch of different things. You can also get a wrap. You can get that burger as a wrap. You can get that burger as a salad. They like to really make things complicated over at Red Robin. You don't just get a burger, you get 3 different ways to do one burger, and instead of just offering one burger, they offer, a dozen or a dozen and a half. That's great. I'm not saying that Red Robin's bad. In fact, I went to Red Robin, fun fact about me, I went to Red Robin every single year for my birthday, well into my high school years. I think the last year I went to Red Robin for my birthday was my 18th birthday, I think. Funny story. When we were at Red Robin one time, my parents, I think it was my 18th birthday, my parents were like, hey, how about you go take a picture with Red Robin? Because Red Robin was there. And for those of you who don't know what Red Robin is, go look it up. It's a burger establishment, a very casual dining burger establishment. It's nothing crazy. Anyway, so we're at Red Robin. I'm there. And all of a sudden, I'm being held by the Red Robin. And Red Robin pinches me on the butt and goes, hello, big boy. And I like, and that was it. I'm just like, okay, well, I'm out of here. It was a friend of mine from high school I did not know played the bird at Red Robin. No clue. Comes up to me the next day. She pinches me on the butt and goes, hello, big boy. And I'm like, oh, it was you. Very funny time. At any rate, you go to Red Robin, there's all these different options. You're like, oh gosh, this is great. And then you go again and you're like, oh, cool. I'm just going to get the same thing again. Maybe I'll venture. Maybe instead of getting the Whiskey River burger, which is a barbecue burger, I'll go and get the Red Robin burger. And then you go again and you're like, okay, well, maybe I'll get the clucks and fries. Yeah, chicken nuggets and french fries. You go again and you're like, well, maybe I'll try it as a wrap. This is exciting. Oh my gosh. You go again and you're like, oh my gosh, I can try all these different things. This is the greatest thing in the world. And then you go again and again and again and again. And then before you know it, you're going to Red Robin to get the same burger every single time that you were perfectly satisfied with before you started going to Red Robin. Now, that experience was great. The experience was grand. The experience was phenomenal. But now you're like, I don't really want to go to this thing. It's just pointless. It costs more money. It's cumbersome experience when I could just go to a place that gives me a very good, consistent burger every single time. In-N-Out. Now, what does In-N-Out have for you? They have for you one thing. They have for you the burger. You want 1 patty, 2 patty, 3 patty, 4, a little bit of cheese, no patty, grilled cheese. You want a little bit of french fries. You want some sauce on the french fries. You want some sauce and some onions on the french fries. That's it, though. You can take the thing that they offer you, and then you can customize it a little bit to make it more personal, but you know what you're getting every time. You are going to be getting the exact same thing. You don't have to worry about potential differences. You don't have to worry about specials. You don't have to worry about, the lunch rush. Well, not the lunch rush. You don't have to worry about, What is happy hour? Oh, I got to go during happy hour because I get this, and... No. You go to In-N-Out when you're going to go to In-N-Out. It's the same price every time. There's no special time to purchase your In-N-Out burger. You just either go when they open, when they're closing the close, whatever. You just go and get your In-N-Out burger. And over the past 6 months, I feel like I've been eating at Red Robin. Even Cheesecake Factory, if you guys are familiar with Cheesecake Factory, that place is crazy. They have everything from like Chinese chicken salad to like chicken parmesan. I mean, come on, you know? And I feel like with PC gaming for me, I have been experiencing this whole thing, this Red Robin, Cheesecake Factory type of experience, which at first is phenomenal. You're like, there are so many things for me to do. All of my things in one place. I don't have to ever really worry about, you know, oh, I can't have that because it's right here in front of me. Just to realize that the experience that I was having in that certain circumstance was not like that friendly, comfortable experience. Now, this is a me thing. I don't think that this is a thing, like everybody thing. Although, you can let me know in the comments if you resonate with this. I think there are more of us than I might realize. But what I was starting to feel when I was playing Final Fantasy II with people, which by the way, I purchased for $12. I did purchase the Switch version for $12. What I was starting to feel with Final Fantasy II, with all of this stuff, was I wanted that feeling of like the comfort, the thing. I recently went out of town to go visit my buddy, or go be a part of a wedding, my buddy's wedding, and while I was packing up the. Let's see here. What are we using today? We're going to use number 4, which is going to be smoke. I was packing. Oh no, I already have it in a cup. What am I thinking? Sorry, these are just for show. I was packing up my Steam Deck. Along with my Steam Deck, I also packed my Nintendo Switch, my RG35XX SP, all of these things. I was like, do I bring my DS? Maybe I want to play my DS. Do I want to use my SP? And I was like, there's too many things. There are too many things. So what I did was I said, okay, I'm just gonna pack the Switch and the RG35XX SP for the on-the-go things. Because those two things have the two games I'm playing right now. Final Fantasy Tactics Advance on the RG35XX SP, because I don't want to play it on my Game Boy Advance SP, which I do have the game for my Game Boy Advance SP. It's just not the best experience in 2025, and my SP is not modded. It is completely stock, so it's just not as bright. The screen's kind of small, buttons are small, whatever. And the experience is phenomenal. I mean, I played Final Fantasy VII on my Switch, because that's what I'm playing right now. I'm going through the Final Fantasy series, which has been a lot of fun. I'm playing through Final Fantasy Tactics Advance on my Game Boy, and that's just what I'm doing. That experience for me was simple. It was the In-N-Out experience. It was the, okay, this is all you have, right? There's no other options. I don't go to In-N-Out Burger being like, man, I wish they just put bacon on this. A lot of people, by the way, are like, man, what if In-N-Out offered bacon? I'm glad they don't offer bacon. Because all I want to know is whether I want 1, 2, 3, or 4 patties that day. Bread, no bread. It's a very simple situation. And there's been a sentiment that has been like reoccurring in this space. It's the idea of choice. Choice not necessarily being the best, but actually becoming more and more cumbersome as time goes on. I've actually seen in my comments more than the other one, the sentiment that like, oh, I just have so many things to choose from, I just end up choosing nothing. And again, people are going to be like, oh, this is a first world problem. Yeah, sure, it absolutely is. This is a problem that people have in the first world, where this is happening. This is a really interesting phenomenon, one that I didn't experience as a kid, one I've talked about at great length, but one that I'm realizing there is a fix to this. There is absolutely a fix to this. The fix is a little bit more deliberate, it's self-imposed, and it requires an element for me of like making a decision that maybe isn't necessarily the most convenient would be 1, 2 would potentially be like makes the most sense, right? Because let's unpack this a little bit before. Let me take a sippy sip of this yummy coffee cough. What is happening to me? I don't know. I feel like I got a lot more energy when I got no camera. I mean, nothing holding me down like a wire. Man, this really. I need to go on a diet. Sweet heavens, that's hot. I can't taste the thing. It's too hot. We'll just wait till it cools down. I need to pour it into a cup. It won't cool down in this mug. This is a bad idea. Okay, here's my coffee pouring skills. So fast, 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 fast. I mean, that wasn't that bad. I lost some, but that wasn't, I mean, that's not good, but we should be able to drink it sooner than tomorrow. The solution that I thought about at great length, because I've been wrestling with this for the past couple of months, is how do I get the feeling of I don't know what to play out of here? And one of those solutions is like, okay, condense, right? The 2 not 3 theory. We talked about this in one of my videos. I'll have to find it and link it at the end. The 2 not 3. Pick 2 things, not 3, because if you have 2, it's easier to make a decision between 2 items than it is if you add a third one. So as you add a third one, remove a first one, and you see, stick to 2. 2 not 3. Very, very good. What were my 2? Well, my 2 originally was like, Nintendo and PC. This will grant me access to every single Nintendo game and every single game that exists elsewhere. I don't need that. Recently, I had an experience with a game. I'm not sorry, because why would I be sorry for this? But if you find this to be offensive, that's kind of funny. I tried Oblivion. I played an hour and a half of Oblivion, and it's not for me. I'm just going to leave it right there. I'm like, ooh, everyone's excited about this. I want to be excited about this. Let me feed off of everybody's energy, because that's what I do. As someone with ADHD, I feed off of energy. Oh, boy, oh boy. That game. I got a lot of choice words to say to Oblivion, but I'm just not into Western RPGs. That's another conversation for another day. But in that, I realized that the only reason I even considered playing Oblivion was because I had access to Oblivion. You know what I did when Oblivion came out back on the Xbox 360? Nothing. I didn't even know it came out because I didn't have an Xbox. Within seconds, I can drink this deliciously clean cup of coffee. You don't even know what it is. Neither do I, because I threw away the bag. It's quite tasty. I didn't know. I had no clue it came out. And as someone who's making content in the content creator space, I'm like, oh, I gotta keep up, I gotta keep up, I gotta keep up. No, I don't have to keep up. Because who in their right mind can keep up with all this stuff? We have Oblivion coming out. We have this other one, Expedition 33, that just came out. We have a Nintendo Switch coming out in the next month and a half. We have more and more games coming out, and I'm sitting here at Red Robin ordering the same burger over and over and over again because all I want to play is Final Fantasy from the 1990s, Chrono Trigger from the 1990s, Ocarina of Time from the 1990s, Link's Awakening from the 1990s, and Super Mario Wonder, which is an homage to the, as he says it, 1990s. Like, come on, man. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. You're like, I am so worried that I'm not going to have access to all of these things, that I'm just going to make sure that I have my hands in every pot. And now that I have my hands in every pot, I can play everything, but I'm just going to play a game that released in 1991. Why would I go, put my name down on a list, wait at a restaurant for the burger that I can have that in it? You know what I mean? Like, it's this feeling, it's this thing that I'm realizing as time gone on. Like, you know what? For me, JD Coffee, not you, not anyone else. I mean, but if you resonate with this, okay. But like, not you. For me, please try to hear me when I say this. For me, don't feel like I'm attacking you. After 6 months of continuous, persistent pursuit of PC peripherals and playtime, I can, I don't know the P word. Poignant? No, not poignant. No, I already used the word perceptively. Did I say whatever. I can honestly say that PC gaming just isn't for this daddy. The Steam Deck in its own right is very, very spectacular. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that PC gaming and the Steam Deck aren't great. They are great. And now with Lenovo Legion Go S, which is extremely enticing to be able to play your Steam library better with SteamOS. Some people are going to be like, just install Bazite. I just didn't get into it. But like with the Lenovo Legion Go S and all the stuff that they're bringing to the table with these portable PCs, PC gaming has become spectacular. It is a very, very cool thing to exist, especially for people who have the persistence to try to get a PC in this very, very interesting time worldwide. Getting PC parts is kind of weird, and someone's going to say, but you can get cheaper PC parts. You don't always have to get the top end. I hate these top end PC gamers. Sure. I put a disclaimer there because I'm saving you the time of typing it. I just don't find myself as interested in that experience. Now, why? Why would you have an inferior experience? Why would you give $500 to those Nintendogs? Why, JD Coffee, would you make such an... what would you call it? Let me think while I sip my coffee. A slightly... not uninformed, because it is informed, a inefficient decision. Nintendo is not the most powerful out there. Who knows if they're gonna pull your games from you. One day, you may have Suikoden on your thing installed. I just got it in the mail, so that's why I still wrapped up. And then they might take it and say, we don't want you to have Suikoden anymore. We're taking it from you. They could do that. They could do that. Steam could too, I don't know. They could do that. But why? Because my name is JD Coffee. It's not really JD Coffee, but you understand what I'm saying. Not Marty McFly. I live today. I live with a wife and 2 children. I live having very, very good friends who I want to enjoy games with. And there is an element of gaming that I'm realizing I lose with optimization and efficiency. I think that gaming optimization, min-maxing your setup, making sure you have everything at your fingertips is cool. I overcompensated. As a kid, I had one console at a time. If you include a handheld, then I had one console and one handheld at a time. Now, these aren't directly the ones that I had. These aren't my originals. This doesn't even work. But this does. And also it was a Game Boy Color at the time. You get what I'm trying to say, right? This is all I had. I didn't have the ability. I wasn't one of the few. I had buddies who were that kid, and we would hang out at their house quite a bit and watch them play video games. But I had 1 and 1. That's all I had. And when Oblivion released, when Fable released, when you fill it in, when Skyward Sword released, because I didn't have a Wii, I didn't go, oh man, I need to own everything. Again, I was a kid. I didn't have all that. I was like, okay, I can't play this. I'm going to go to my friends and watch them play it. And then I'm just going to keep playing my 3DS and my PlayStation 2. Because holy cannoli, do they have... I'm just going to play Final Fantasy X. I don't know if the time periods line up, so excuse me. Just going to play Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. I'm just going to play Kingdom Hearts 2 and Mega Man Battle Network, dude. That's the kid I was, man. Like, I loved Mega Man Battle Network. I'm just going to play Advance Wars and Mark of Kree. Ooh, there's a shout out, if you understand what that was. I wasn't going to play Halo. I never played Halo. And you know what happened to me as a kid who never had a LAN party about Halo? I was fine. I didn't. FOMO didn't exist, mainly because, I'm pointing up because this is where my camera is, didn't exist. We didn't have those. I mean, in 2007 I did, but we didn't have those. We just kind of like lived life, enjoying things, and I wildly overcompensated with the PC. I was like, now I can do everything, and it's all at my fingertips. I am Captain Now. And I'm realizing that there's an element that is still missing. It feels robotic in nature. It feels unnatural to me. It feels like it's missing a soul to me. When I pick up my Nintendo Switch, a 8-year-old outdated piece of hardware on launch, mind you. It was outdated when it released, bro. It wasn't even outdated like a year later. It was outdated on release. Like, imagine that, dude. That's crazy, okay? But as I was saying, when I pick up my Nintendo Switch and then pick up my Steam Deck, at a time the Steam Deck was the greatest thing that has ever happened to me. It was my Red Robin. There was so much at my fingertips. Oh my gosh, the screen is bigger, it's more ergonomic, I can play all my games, I have the ability to play Elden Ring and all this stuff. All of this at my fingertips. This is exciting. I wish it was a Nintendo product, but it's not. It's okay, I'm gonna be fine. It's actually better it's not a Nintendo product because they're not gonna screw me with the pricing, all these things that people say on the internet. And then they released the Nintendo Switch 2. And I'm like, well, cool. Like everything I like about the Steam Deck, I now can play on the Nintendo Switch 2. And I know what you're going to say, but they don't have Steam sales. You're correct. They don't have Steam sales. They don't. And I have no quip to combat that. They don't have Steam sales. You're going to pay more money with the Nintendo Switch 2. In a lot of ways. But when I look at it, I go like, there's something there that Steam doesn't have. The magic. That feeling. The comfort. And the walled garden. The very thing people absolutely loathe as a feature, as a restriction, as a baked-in piece of the pie, so to speak. The very thing people, like around the world would be like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened. They're so awful and terrible. They're closed. They don't allow people to do their thing. The very thing itself is the thing I'm running to. There's a concept called, I've talked about this before. I'm at the point now where I may have said it a while ago or recently. My memory is flexible. It's called discipline equals freedom. This isn't a direct correlation, but follow me, track with me. The idea that restricting yourself in creating boundaries will then allow you to have more freedom elsewhere, to be far more capable, is a beautiful concept. So I take that idea and I go, how can I apply that to elements of my life that would create more focus? Right? If a hobby is supposed to be a thing that blows off steam, I'm sitting there and I personally am having this like, I just gotta figure out what I'm gonna do. Recently, I've been literally just grabbing my Switch. I'm already in Final Fantasy VII. I turn on the game itself and I'm just playing it. And someone's like, you can just do that with the Steam Deck. Not as easily. Final Fantasy VII, for some reason, is actually really challenging to do with the Steam Deck. Yes, you have the 7. I don't know why I prefer Final Fantasy VII in the original form than I do in the 7th Heaven modded form, which is incredible, by the way. Highly recommend it for those of you who want to do mods. I don't like modding my games. I don't. Final Fantasy IX can be played in 4K. I'm going to play it in terrible resolution on my Switch. Switch 2 probably, by the time I get to it. But the idea of sticking to the in and out experience, using the device that does the very thing I want it to do the best. The Nintendo Switch indeed is the least powerful handheld currently, right? If we're talking about like real true gaming handhelds. The Asus ROG Ally X, the Steam Deck, the Lenovo Legion Go S, all of them feel in MSI Cloud. They all have the ability to do the thing that we all were introduced to back in 2017, hybrid. But I know for a fact that though they can, doesn't mean they do it well. In fact, they don't do it well. The Steam Deck does it the best, but it still does it the least well. That's not a good way to put it. They do it the best out of the portable PCs, but it's not a fun experience. I do not want to even try to do the docked experience on my TV. While I have, an hour or two while my kids are asleep, I can make a cup of coffee, I can sit down in my living room, dock the Switch, and play Final Fantasy VII up on my TV. Oh, my kid wants to watch TV with me, they woke up, that's fine, we'll do a little TV time. I undock the Switch, hold it in my hands. A cute side story, anytime I'm playing video games, my daughter turns off the TV and goes, Dad, I want to watch you, I can't focus when the TV's on. Incredible. Even my daughter understands that multitasking is a bad idea. Oh, this kind of thing is sort of multitasking. I digress. I think that there is a fallacy that I bought into, that more equals better, that having it all at your fingertips empowers you, makes you the person who gets all the deciding power. Well, maybe, just maybe, there is a place where deciding power isn't necessary. I drink fancy pants coffee, like really fancy pants coffee. As you can see, right? I drink fancy pants coffee. If you were to go to one of my favorite fancy pants coffee shops, you would look at the menu. If you're not familiar with fancy pants coffee, that is, you would look at the menu and be like, where is everything? They have 5 things on the menu. 5 things. Espresso, macchiato, cortado, flat white, and then usually next to it, cappuccino, okay, and latte. Okay, and then if you want, of course, a selection of coffee, it might be the 6th thing. That is all that is on the menu. And you go, well, what about the vanilla latte? Well, that's simple. You just say, could you add some vanilla to my latte? What about the caramel macchiatos? They don't exist. It's a fake drink. It's a fake drink. Caramel macchiatos are fake. Don't, like, Starbucks, shame on you. What about my... No, it's not there. You're going to go there and you're going to get a espresso, macchiato, cortado, flat white, or cappuccino, and a latte. Or, of course, a black cup of coffee. That is it. There's beauty in that simplicity. Why? Because when you go to that place, one, those 5 things are going to be delicious for the most part. There are places that don't do it well, but, you know, whatever. Those things are there. You know what you're going to get, but you're not burdened by choice. And oftentimes when given that choice, and again, this isn't everybody, but this is most people, so I'm not going on the exception, I'm going on the norm. When given choices, hundreds in your Steam library, thousands to some who've been doing this for decades, oftentimes we find ourselves doing what? Going back and playing either games we've already played, trying new ones that may not really scratch that itch we're looking for, or do what a lot of people are doing right now, like over 150,000 based on Twitch alone. Play a remastered version of a game that came out a long time ago. Like, that's where we're at right now. So, I look at this and I go, cool. My experience was spectacular. I learned a lot in this experience. I learned a ton. And, you know, it was great. But over these past months, I'm not going to get into the details of this because I've made a commitment not to overshare anymore because I'm getting to that point where I think it's kind of weird. But I've not really, I mean, the inconsistency you've noticed on camera is because of a tremendous amount of things that I'm keeping to myself because I'm a real person and I want to keep my privacy. Happens off camera. Everything's healthy. No life changes, everything. Just struggling, right, with balancing life and everything else. The Nintendo Switch as a device that was the introduction to my excitement around video games in 2017, a reintroduction into my passion for this whole thing, and the catalyst to a career that I have here today. Some would say it was the Xbox Series S. That simply was a venture down the road of content creation, but realistically, the origins of all this with the Nintendo Switch were my catalyst. What that device has done for me and what I'm expecting for the Switch 2 to do, which all it is going to prolong the life of a library I've already invested in, simply is this. It creates a yearning for gaming. When I look at a device and it's calling to me, pick me up and play me. This, my friends, is what it should feel like. And I can honestly tell you that for the past 6 months, I've never felt that feeling with PC. Though it's been fun, it's been spectacular. It's that moment where you're like, I can have a bacon cheeseburger as a wrap? That's weird. I'm gonna do it, right? That's kind of PC gaming to me. But when I look at this, when I look at the Switch, when I look at the next venture in the Switch, I think to myself, I'm home. And for me, I just want to be home. So that's how I feel about PC gaming. I jumped into it. I'm no longer investing in PC gaming like I was before, and I am investing in, I know you guys are going to think I'm crazy, console again. People are like, this is the worst time to get into console. Yeah, I know. I know. But the great thing about video games is it is a subjective experience. And I'm sharing my subjective experience with you. Although there are probably some of you out there who are like, I feel this way too. How interesting. Well, to those of you, please, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know your thoughts on this. Really would. And join me on live streams. JDX Coffee. We have a morning show. By we, I mean me and the community. We drink coffee. We play video games. Right now, Final Fantasy games. And tonight, yes, tonight I am ordering, Lord willing, I'm going to be ordering my Switch 2. I'll let you guys know fresh, bright and early tomorrow on stream if I got one. Or in the Discord. If you're already a part of it, you'll know. If you're not, you'll have to join tomorrow on stream. Okay, that's it from me. Bye. See ya. Play more. Be kind. Later.